everyone, it's Noelia with My Moxie Dreams. Thanks for joining me today. Today's video is going to be basically the last flip through of my everyday carry for 2025 because the next couple of videos I need to start setting up for 2026. Today is Wednesday the 17th and I go on vacation starting Friday the 19th, so I want to relax next week, so I'm going to try to do as many of the videos as I can in the next few days. So if you are new here, welcome. I hope you enjoy this kind of content, and if you do, I would love it if you would like and subscribe to my channel. For everybody else, welcome back. I'm excited for 2026. Sorry, my desk, I'm moving around. I'm excited for 2026. Like, I feel like the changes I'm making in my everyday carry and just my system, my work system is probably the biggest change, and then my pocket will also be a big change, and I'll talk about that in the next video because I'm going to be talking about what I've decided to do for 2026 in reference to my pocket, and I'll go into that because I have I think I have three pockets. No, I think I might have four. I might have four, but one of them is work. So I don't know. We'll figure that out later. I'm not going to talk about it in this video. This video is just going to be a quick review of how my everyday carry is set up right now. When we set up for 2026, we might move things around and whatnot, but right now I did change some things around. Not big things, just little things that make a difference for me functionality wise. All right, so let's just jump in, shall we? You guys know that I switch covers here and there. Sometimes I get stuck in a cover and it's hard for me to change. Yesterday, I don't know what I was looking at, and I'm like, oh my gosh, the dune looks so pretty. So I might go into the dune, but then I love the caramel, and then I want to go into my Franklin Covey chocolate. It's like I'm all over the place. It just depends on the mood. Currently, I'm in a Moterm Luxe 2.0 with 30 mil rings. This is the color caramel. I love her. She's used a lot, and so she's kind of patinaed, and she's just, I don't know, she's gorgeous. So yeah, and then all of my inserts are Franklin Covey compact size. They're either actual Franklin Covey compact, or I've created them, or I've purchased them. There's a few that I've purchased, but everything in here I've created, with the exception of the Her Point of View Franklin Covey monthlies. So I have this beautiful little bookmark. I don't even think she does stuff anymore. Let me see, because I do have lists back here of who did what. Which one is that? That's this one. Divine Plans, no longer active. I wish she was active because this is one of my favorite bookmarks. That's why it's here. Then I have the little bunny. I don't know. She's changed her name so many times. It's insane how many times she has changed her name. I don't know if it's her personal name or her company. I think it's called Sweet Freckle Designs. I don't know if it's still called that, but like I said, she's changed her name so many times that it's hard for me to keep track. This is just a writing board that I received from, or that I purchased Traveler's Company. I kind of use this more for my pocket. And however, I purchased this one specifically because I'm a movie buff. Like, I love movies. I love everything regarding movies. So I just thought this was fitting for me. Okay. Then I have a little card here with the washi that I use. And then my emergency card. I don't think I have anything here. So that's that. You guys know that I create a theme every month. And last year, or this past 2025, there was a couple of months where I was just like, ugh, I don't want to do this. But also, I know I want to do it because it helps me stay grounded for the theme. And I love doing the stickers in my pocket. Like, there's a reasoning as to why I choose a theme, because then I'd be all over the place. So somebody asked, I think Fran asked if I will continue to do themes. Yes, I will continue to do themes. I think I attempted in the early January to do something like abstract, not necessarily like a girl theme, girl floral theme, but I just felt like it didn't make me happy and I didn't want to go into my planner. So these kind of themes, these girl themes, seem to make me happier than just like a tree or, you know, whatever. Okay, so that is that. I have a dashboard. This is from Tule and Twine 500 years ago. I just like this. I've had it multiple years in my planner as the back of my 2-year at a glance. This is from Franklin Covey Compact. So when you purchase a planner system with them, whether it's a monthly, daily, weekly, they always include 2 years at a glance. So I just decided that instead of the informational page that's on the back of this, I just put a dashboard. I think for 2026, I changed the dashboard, and we'll go into that when we set up 2026. Okay, and then here are all the monthlies. This is her point of view, and I choose to do month on 2 pages. Her point of view with Franklin Covey, there's multiple, I think, options. You can do the weekly view, and you can do the daily view, and then there's the monthlies. I gravitate towards monthlies because I have my weeklies. We'll go into that. I prefer to have my entire year, and it's kind of looked like this. I prefer to have my entire year in my planner because I am majorly big on going back to see things I've done, to reference stuff, and then also to future plan, whether it be appointments or, you know, things I need to know. I like to have the entire year of monthlies in my planner. Does it bulk it up? Yes. Is the intention for Franklin Covey to have one quarter, like the previous month, the current month, and the next coming month? Probably. I don't base my planning around what other people or the company suggests. I like the entire year here because I know my planning system requires me to reference back and future plan, and I prefer to have it all in one place at the touch of my fingertips. Okay, and the monthlies have an index in the front, so this is an area where you can put important information, etc. Then you have the month on 2 pages, and then to note, on the front of the index you have the last month, current month, and future month at a glance at the bottom. I love this. Chef's kiss. This preference of viewing plays a big role in my 2026 pocket. And again, we'll discuss that in the 2026 lineup for my pocket. Okay, and then here is the monthly view. I love it because it's lined. I love it because the boxes are big. Those are important because I like to write a lot of appointments down. I think that when I played around with pocket size rings, what was really difficult for me is that the boxes were so small and you couldn't put multiple things. Like here I have podiatry appointment, lash appointment, Ruby's vet appointment. I wouldn't be able to fit that in a small box. And maybe some of you guys can because you're writing. I like to just write like a crazy person and not monitor how big or how small I have to write to fit information in a box. So I write like I write, and it fits or it doesn't fit. Okay, on the back of the monthlies, wow, this is really coming out, is a master task list. What this is used for, so people can purge their information on what needs to be done in that particular month. I started doing this, I think in 2024, mid 2024 or late 2024, and I really loved it and enjoyed it because it allowed me to brain dump like things I need to get done this month. Not necessarily like on a specific day, but just like, here are things I know I need to do. One of the things that I put in every single month is like backup photos, backup your laptop, purge files, you know, things like that, because I should be doing that every month and I forget. And then my phone and my computer has a bunch of files that I've downloaded, or I just like to keep on top of that and clean it up, and having that reminder here is good. So for 2026, I'm going to go back to this, to just brain dumping what I need to do in that month. And then if I need to carry information over to that specific week in my weeklies, then great. If it doesn't get done, I can forward it to move it to the next month. Okay, what I also have here, which you will see, is these little garden tasks. So what I like to do is, rather than place something in a specific month, like for sure, I put January garden tasks. This is what I should be doing. And you'll see like every month has a little post-it that's specific to my garden tasks, so that I can kind of, it triggers. The other thing I have in the front of my, I don't think I have it in January, but I printed Plan with Bees monthly little cards, but I put them on post-it sheets. And what I decided to do here is, I have my work planner where everything sits, but I like to know when my bosses are here or when they're gone. But I didn't want it to take up space in my planner, in my monthly view, because they change their plans all the time. And I don't want it, my monthly view, to be all crazy with whiteout and doing things because they change their plans. So what I've decided to do, or what I did in 2025, was I printed Plan with Bees, the basic, beautiful, simple monthlies, put them on a post-it note, and this is where I highlight when they're going to be gone, which of the bosses are going to be gone, where they'll be. Like here I have my female boss is in Paris. She was in Paris through the 11th of February. My male boss is heading to New York in February, and he was there until the 26th. So that way, if I need to make plans with my kids or appointments, I have more comfort in knowing, okay, they're not here, so I won't be bombarded as much, which is a lie. I get bombarded more when they're traveling. But it allows me to see at a glance what their travel is. Now, if this changes, the highlight is there, but I can write their information by, erasing it if I need to. Sorry, my whole desk is now, you know what I mean? So that is that. So those are the monthlies. Those are the two things that are in the front and the back. Monthly sticky note for my travel for my bosses, and then my garden information. All right, so that is the whole section right up front. And then what I do is I take the current month and I put it under my currently tab. So the current month is always next to my weeklies, but we'll go into that shortly. At the back of my monthlies, I have the future planning through the year. If there's like dental cleanings, because often it's 6 months in advance, I have it all here so that when I set up 2026, I can transfer these appointments to the main monthly calendar. All right. I've said it a million times, but for those who are new, I'm not big on a lot of decoration, although you'll see a couple of dashboards in here, but I'm not big on putting a lot of decorative stuff in here because I have to, when I need to go to a specific place, I need to have a tab that takes me there. If I have to go to that tab and then turn through 4 or 5 pages in order to get to what I need, it defeats my functionality of that particular insert. I need to have it at my fingertips, and I'll explain it more at the end when I go through how I use my planner as far as like where I go on a daily basis. All that to say is that I have these very thin sheets that I created on Canva, and it has all my favorite photos of my family. So at the end of every part of section of my planner, there is photos here. Now, typically right now, my dividers are ones that I created. So just plain paper laminated that I cut through my silhouette. And then I print out words from also my silhouette, but these are white ones. Typically I use the Lines Plus paper. They're clear with a slight frost to them. And those are clear so that when I go to a page, I'm able to see this every time I go to a section. It's just that because I'm in the white ones right now, when I go to the page, I'll see it as opposed to see-through, if that makes sense. Anyway, so each section has a bunch of photos of my family. So you'll see here, there's different photos. Here is different photos. So every section, when I go to that tab, has my favorite photos for my family. that has a decorative, which is rare, but I like it. Okay, so those are what you're gonna see separating each tab, I guess is the word. This is a card that I got at World Market, Cost Plus is what it used to call. So I purchased this, put it in my planner. Everybody has wanted it, so it's a freebie on my website. But again, it's just a card. I didn't make it, own it, take the photo. It's a card, a greeting card, and I just photocopied it to make it thinner so that it didn't take up a lot of room. And then here on the back of it is just these business card adhesives, and I just like to add, you'll see a lot of the business card adhesives throughout because I like to be able to place notes or things throughout my planner where I see fit, where I think I need them. So this is just a laminated greeting card printed on regular paper so it's not thick, a business card holder, and then I'm just able to put like blank pages here. These are from Daytimer, I think. Yeah, these are from Daytimer. Then I just have a Franklin Covey compact bookmark. I love this bookmark because it's rounded. Can you see that? It's like, it's not like squared, it's rounded. So I can feel that when I need to go there. And then this just basically takes me to my notes pages, which is just a brain dump area. It has a bunch of blank notes, note pages. I have a simple and trendy code. This is one of my favorite freaking inserts. My favorite inserts. I can use this for meal planning ideas for the week, you know, writing down what I have. And I've used this for home inventory. I've used this for family Christmas presents, you'll see right now. I've used this for family clothing sizes. Each family member has a box and their ring size, their shoe size, etc. I actually just did a wine inventory. I have 2 wine fridges and then I have boxes of wine in my garage. And so I just did an inventory. So all of this that I wrote down doing the inventory, I have almost $3,200 worth of wine, and I still have $1,600 allocation left that I need to use. My point of the story is that I'm going to be able to take this information and put wine inventory here, and I can list all the wines here if I want, or I can create a pantry inventory. I think you guys have seen that one. I might do it there. I'm not sure, but either way, I was thinking I was going to put the inventory here and then just use the Frixon to, when I give away wine. I tend to give away a lot of wine. I just gave out almost $1,000 worth of wine to my hand PT guy for Christmas. I gave some to my pest control guy. Like, I just give out wine because I am not a drinker. So I have all of this wine and I don't drink it. Maybe Christmas we'll have a nice bottle of Quintessa, whatever. The point is, this insert is the most utilized insert in my planner. I love it. There's so many ways you can use it. It is a simple and trendy I believe list tracker or something. I don't know what it's called, but I freaking love this insert. Okay, so we'll put this back. This I found, My Minimal Planner, she did a post of these in her pocket, I think, and I freaking loved them. She has daily check and groceries. I tend to use the grocery one more than the daily check, although I did do a daily check for like gardening. You'll see that later. So I love them, and I use them not super frequently, but I know where they are in case I want to use them. The goal is to just write gibberish here, and then any information I need that's important will get placed in the correct areas of my planner. All right, so that's the notes portion. Then we go to the currently, and I have to stop here and note, sorry for the glare. Tabs are important to me. Top tabs, bottom tabs, and side tabs. You'll see they're kind of tucked in because I have so much shit in here. So you'll see I have 4 main categories. I have some subcategories in my personal. I have subcategories in my tracking. And then I have sub or tabs to go into my currently and my finances. When I say that I need my tabs to go directly to where I need, I mean that. Like for me, being able to go to the places that I use on a daily basis is super important to me. I need to be able to get there fast. So that is why I have so many tabs, and we'll go through them as we go into each section. So because I'm not using the clear frosted, lightly frosted tabs, I decided so that it's not boring when I go to that. I just chose some pictures that I liked and just washi taped them. So there'll be pictures here and there. This is a freebie on my website. I just love the quote. So I put the quote into Canva, added some decorative, and I love her. On the back of this is my Perpetual, sorry, I'm trying not to have it glare. On the back of this is my Perpetual calendar. It just has birthdays, any kind of bill renewals that I need to remember. It is here, and this is from Hey Planner Girl. I don't know if she still does stuff. I'm sure she still has her digital Etsy shop or whatever she had, but I got this years ago, and you just refill it. This hasn't changed. I just print it. The only thing I forgot is to add Kieran's birthday, so I need to do that. But yeah, so this is just a nice, beautiful decorative page that keeps my Perpetual calendar every year. I just move it into the next planner. Okay, and then like I mentioned, under the currently, this is where my current month is housed, and this is where my weeklies are housed. So we'll go into that now. So right after the Perpetual calendar, it takes me to my tab that is my monthly tab. So again, here's the monthly tab, and the things mean something. Colors mean something to me. Like all my doctor's appointments are in blue, my lash appointments are in pink, family stuff is in green, our family movie nights. So certain colors mean something to me. And then I have these little, which I need to update. I have this little key here. I was trying to make sure, my dad lives in Texas. My mom lives in a like senior living dorm situation. It's not assisted living. It's just like a bunch of seniors in a little area. Anyways, I like to keep track of gas because I work from home, and I like to know how long my gas lasts. I like to keep track of me calling my dad, my mom's visits, and taking my mom around shopping or errands. Because my mom lives close, my dad is in another state, but I tend to forget that I haven't picked up my mom this week, so this kind of helps me stay grounded, although I haven't updated it. But I have dad, so I don't think I've picked up my mom to do dinner or stuff, and it's so bad because we're the third week, but that's what it's meant for. Okay, so then the back of December tasks, I did fill it out this month because I wanted to keep track of the videos that I was gonna do. And so this is me getting back into doing this again for 2026. This is something I just added recently. Binta from France, she's the one who has sent me 2 years in a row the Pocket Moleskine Daily with good quality paper. She sent this card, and there's another card I have back here. This beautiful France card. She sent me these two in one of her Happy Mail to me, and I found this the other day, like this past weekend. I'm like, why don't I have this in here? Like, I love it, and I needed, now that my weeklies are like right behind here, I needed a place to be able to get to my monthly tasks quickly. And so I added this cute card because you guys have heard my two cats, and I'm like yelling at them for getting into things they're not supposed to or being little brats. So I decided to hole punch this, add the tab here, and this way I can take this in and out each month and not having, because if you guys remember, some of you who are regulars, I was having to put the tab on the monthly theme, and that was just annoying me every month. This way, this will always be the divider that takes me to the back of my monthly tasks. tasks. And so I'm happy that Binta sent me this cute freaking card, and that I was able to put the tab here so that I can quickly get to that task list for the month. So that's here. She'll be moving every month into the this spot behind the tasks. Then I just have monthly, what I typically do. Some of this I have to update, but I just put, this is what I do every month. I take certain inserts that I need to bring into here. This is just the bell schedules for, I'm literally smack in the middle of 3 schools. I'm like the triangle of schools, and I'm right in the middle. So sometimes I leave the house to go do an errand, and it's right in the middle of like their release dates or release times, and I'm like stuck in a pool of carpool moms waiting to pick up their kids, and it's a nightmare. So I try to, before I head out to an errand, I'm like, what time is it? Am I gonna get hit with people? Then I'll wait to make sure I don't go during that specific time of pickup or drop off. Okay, then we have our weeklies. And this is, what do I have? I did everything except for go to the Mexican store, which I need to do. And I just have some stuff that I need to pick up, but I'll move this out of the way for now. This is my weekly tab. These are my weeklies that I create. They're freebies on my website. There's multiple options to choose from. And so I have been creating these for years because I love the format of the 5 choices. If you guys know, the 5 choices is a planner layout that Franklin Covey has. Unfortunately, they do not do it in compact size. So for years I created this, and you guys have asked for it, and I put it out there for freebies. So you guys can use them however you'd like. And so I keep the month here. So you'll see here, I keep a divider between the last week and the current week. And then all of the previous weeks are here. And then what I did here is, because I know now that I'm referencing the kind of overall monthly tasks, I put here my garden tasks that I haven't been able to do because of my hand injury. And I just wrote down like all the things I need to do in chronological order, and then just miscellaneous stuff I need to buy, so that when I hire my landscape guy who's going to come help me, we can just go through the things I need to do. And so rather than put them somewhere else, I put it right behind my master task list, because this doesn't really have a date to be done. It just needs to be done. And I didn't want to write all of these things here because they're not going to get done on a monthly basis. They're kind of floating there, to-dos that are floating. Okay, and so this is my front of my weeklies. This is custom to me. There's multiple options for you on the freebies side on my website. And then this is the weekly view. And then I always have my weekly spending at the back of my insert, at the back of my weekly, because I keep a running tab of how much I spend, and it correlates to my finances, which will go there in a second. This is just a laminated dashboard. Again, I have a business adhesive card there so that I can kind of put notes in and out, or little stickers here and there. So this is always at the back, and it has a little, again, tab here that no matter where I'm at, if I want to go to my finances, my log for the week, I can easily get there. See what I'm saying? Because these are places that I go so often that I need that tab to take me directly there. I wouldn't want to have to go to weekly and then go through. It's just easier to have it go directly to where I need. That's why my tabs are so important. Look, here's Simple and Trendy Co. What I purchased people. Normally I give the kids $500 every year and one gift. Everybody has money. Everybody has everything they need. So it's just like we decided to go simple and not the full 500. This is our Christmas Eve games. I wrote down the games that we need, the items I need to go purchase, and then we have a major game at the end, and I need cash and certain like gifts that you win for that last game. But do you see what I'm saying? Like this Simple and Trendy Co. is so versatile. You can use it for so many freaking different things. I love this insert. I can't tell you enough how much I love this insert. Okay, and then the rest of the weeks are here for December and the first week of January. Then we go into my trackers. Same, again, a photo of my family, some of my favorites. Look at them. This is when they were little. Okay, anyways, next is, again, I think on the currently, you saw the photo. Here's another photo under trackers. Okay, so this is my trackers section, and under the trackers section, I have just my main trackers, and then I have a home and I have a health. So we'll get into that. Under the basic, you know, trackers, right when you go in, I have my monthly trackers that I track my sleep. You could tell workouts. I haven't done a workout for the entire year, but this is tracking specific things for me, and I like it. This particular insert is a new insert that I put into my system because I wasn't going to put the trackers in my monthly, I wasn't going to add the monthly trackers into my Pocket Moleskine like I have had in previous years, because I was going to stop the Pocket Moleskine altogether last year. So I created this for me so that I had a place to do my trackers that wasn't in a Pocket Moleskine. So I created this. I have it. This is not perfect, but yeah. This is my December watch list. I do not watch TV live except for football games. And so everything gets recorded, kind of DVR'd or whatever it's called nowadays, where it's free streaming. I have so many streaming things, it drives me nuts. But these are the things I want to make sure I don't miss. Anyways, the point of the story is I put here the things that I'm recording or saving on my watch list on all the streaming places that I have them. And then when I'm wanting to just veg out and watch a show, I can see what do I need to get caught up on. And then I watch that, highlight it, and then I know what's left to be watched. I do this every month. I carry it over to the following month. Okay, the next one is orders. I believe I have these. I don't have this. This isn't me. This is somebody, I don't even know, because she never puts her thing. I complain about it every time. I purchased this from somebody. I'll leave all the links down below in the description. This is something I created. I like to have, although I didn't stamp it for December and I need to do that, I like to know what I order and how much I order a month. So like you can see September, I didn't really order a lot, but I order it. I confirm, get the confirmation email that the order was received by them. They typically give me an estimation date of delivery. If not, it's fine. And then I just check it off when I received it. So that's that. December, I forgot to do. This is something I had before, and then I stopped using it, and then I put it back in December because I mentioned to you guys in a previous video that I have things that I watch all the time, and then there's times where I'm sitting watching a show and a commercial comes on, or now with YouTube, whatever they're called, ads come on, and they're like, oh, hey, there's this new show called The Paradise, or there's a new, what do I have here? I haven't watched Mormon Wives. Oh, the Allen Everson documentary I also want to watch. Anyways, anytime something comes up, I'm like, oh, I want to watch that, but it's not released yet. I put it here, things that I watch that I love in a continuous basis, and then things that I see that are coming out, like The Pickup. I haven't watched that movie. But the problem is I never know. It's like, oh, I saw that The Pickup is a movie with Eddie Murphy. I want to watch that, but I don't remember which freaking streaming service it is. And so now what I do is I have the things I like to watch on a regular basis that are either seasons or a movie. And then I write down, I check off like, okay, The Pickup is on Prime. So I know that when I'm bored and I want to watch this movie, I can go to Prime and find it. So I have Netflix, Apple TV, Hulu Prime, and then Network TV, which could be Paramount Plus or Peacock. There's so many that we freaking have now. It's so annoying. Okay, so that's what that insert is for. Then I have this dashboard. This is something I created. It's a freebie on my website, somewhere between Proverbs 31 and Tupac. There's me. I love this. It is a 1000% description of me. I could be the Bible girl, or I can be let's fight. And I need to stop this because I'm 50, but that's where my mentality is. Like, you know, there we are. So this is a free insert. Okay, and then we get into, this is Doa Inspiring Designs. I hope I'm saying that correctly. This is an insert that I have ordered from her for years. It is, I love a fold out, you guys, a good fold out. This, I track my holidays, vacation, and sick time. And I just like to do this because I typically take vacation days and then end up working. And so I just like to keep track, because if they owe me, then I keep track here. Like, okay, I put the vacation in ADP, but I ended up working, so they owe me those 4 hours, or whatever the case might be. So I like to track it. And I also like to track my hours of vacation that accrue, because we cap at 200 and I typically don't take it. So I try to keep track of it so that I don't lose it. This is a meeting outfit tracker that I created. Again, I create inserts for myself because I typically can't find what I need, and I just like to have something that I tweak for my personal needs. So this was something that I realized. I work from home. I meet with my bosses sometimes twice a month, sometimes every week, sometimes once a month, sometimes once a quarter, etc. You'll see that right now. And I meet my investment managers in San Francisco. And so what I was finding is I have my favorite outfits, and I would go see my boss and I'm like, did I wear this last time? They probably think I don't have clothes. Like, I keep wearing the same stuff that I love over and over again, not realizing that I wore it the last time I saw them. So what I started to do is I write down my meeting dates. I write down who I met with, what I wore, top, pants, shoes, any miscellaneous things that I want to bring attention to, so that I don't wear the same freaking stuff every time I see my investment managers or my bosses, which sounds so silly. But you guys, when I'm home, I'm in leisure wear. I'm in cute, like, pajama outfits, you know, like the cute quince matching sweats and sweatshirt, so that when I look decent when somebody comes knocking on the door. But I wear matching cute sets, like pajama sets or leisure sets. So when I leave, I wear my real clothes. My real clothes, because I tend to go run errands in my yoga pants and a hoodie. But when I go do real errands and real things where I have to people, I wear my cute outfits. So that is that. This is Planner Room. Somebody used to have Freebies layout like this, and they no longer did it. They closed their little website with Freebies. And so I ended up finding this one. It doesn't have a lot of room of writing like the other one did, but it's sufficient. Basically what this calendar does, a quarterly view for each page for the year. And this is where I track when I meet my boss. It was specific for my male boss, but I started writing down my female boss. There's no point in writing my female boss. I see her and talk to her all the time. My male boss is like, oh my God, he is so hard to pin down. We talk every day, don't get me wrong. My male boss and I speak almost every day, and we text each other. We're emailing each other almost every single day. But one-on-one, face-to-face meetings are few and far between. And so I started doing this, I want to say 23 or 24, so that I could tell him at the end of the year, which this is going to be so interesting, where I can tell him at the end of the year, hey, we've only met 10 hours out of the whole year, and like, I need more time with you. He giggles all the time. He's like, most people would be happy that they only saw their boss 10 hours in a year, but for me, that's not the case. I deal with such important stuff. I'm wiring sometimes millions of dollars to investments, to different banks throughout the world. and not having that one-on-one kind of regrouping with him, it drives me nuts because I hate doing things via text or via, this is why that whole work video that I just did has now an electronic portion, my iPad portion to it, so that I can be on top of verbal conversations, you know, text, whatever. Anyways, the point of this is to just keep track of how much time I was having face-to-face with my male boss. I started to include investment meetings and female, but mostly it's for my male boss. And you can see here, let me give you an example. Actually, what was yesterday? Yesterday doesn't even count, but I'm gonna put it here. Let me get my pen. Yesterday was Tuesday the 16th. I'm gonna put it here. Where's Matt? 16th. You're gonna laugh at this. 16th, AFH. 5 minutes, you guys. 5 minutes at Starbucks. 5 minutes. So here you go. When was the last time? Okay, 5 minutes. So that means I haven't seen my boss since September 11th. I had 1 hour with him at Starbucks on the 11th of September. I haven't seen him the entire quarter with the exception of 5 minutes on Tuesday because I needed something. And unfortunately, whatever I needed, he thought he could do with me. And I just needed him to input a password into my QuickBooks. And he forgot his password. So that 5 minutes wasn't even a productive 5 minutes. That's how bonkers. So most people would be like, how awesome that you don't have to see your boss. Or just because I don't physically see him doesn't mean that there's chaos that doesn't happen in that quarter. So anyways, this is what that insert was for. It was to track my meetings with my male boss and how much time. So I think the entire year, I've only seen him maybe 8 hours. I think I calculated it and it was only like 8 hours. Okay, here is my library books. This is not a necessity in my planner. However, I just think it's pretty. It makes me happy to see it. I have more books that I've read that I have not placed photos here or even written down. So I just have this here because it makes me happy to look at it, but it really doesn't need to be here. And over the weekend, I was like deciding, do I take these 3 pages out? And then I'm like, do these little 3 pages actually take up a lot of space? No. Do they make me happy when I go here? Yes. So I left them in. Okay, so now we're under the home tab, and the home tab has my December monthly meals. Now, if you've been with me for years, you know that we were spending at least $1,500 a month on groceries that ended up getting tossed and eating out fast food. So what I decided to do was try to track that, what I was eating and where I was, you know, trying to meal plan and also tracking how many times we were going out to eat. So this has really helped me stay on track with meal planning and also limiting how many times we went out to eat. Because last year, if you were to look at some of the videos, we ate out every single day, whether it was we were ordering Blue Apron and then not using the Blue Apron. We were going and buying groceries, not using them. Everything was getting tossed. And I was like, enough is enough. So since implementing this, I've been really good at making meals at home and doing that stuff. So that is the tracker that's in here every month. Then I have this really thin glossy page that has all kinds of meal ideas that are my kids' favorites. Is there more meals that we make outside of this? Yes, but these are my kids, some of their favorites that we make. Then in the back, I have what we make for holidays. And you know, typically what we make for holidays. And then Jaden has aphid. I always pronounce that wrong, but he's on the autism spectrum and he has a sensory issue with certain foods. So he's very limited on what he will eat. He's expanded a little bit more as he's gotten older, but it's very limited. And so these are some of his favorites that he can eat. And then I have a Blackstone grill that we pull out every summer. And these are kind of the fast, quick things that we make during the summer months when we're having pool parties, etc. And then these are inserts that I created. I think I offer them on my freebies on my website, but I created this to coincide with the meal planning. And that was, what do I have in my freezer? What do I have in my fridge? What do I have perishables, pantry? I think I have household as well here. And I created this because, oh no, where did I leave it? I created this because I believe you should use what's in your pantry before you go grocery shopping. I started to utilize this system where use what's in your pantry first before you start going and buying a bunch of stuff. And so what I do when I start to, do I have it back here? I think I do. Do I have a meal planner? I think here it is. I do this kind of meal planner. I'm like, okay, where did I go? What meats do I have in the freezer? I have chicken breast. So can I make enchiladas? And then I go and be like, what do I have in my pantry? Do I have enchilada sauce in my pantry? Yes, I do. Okay, do I have cheese, in my fridge? Do I have enough cheese to make it? And then I'm like, okay, I can make enchiladas, and the only thing I need to go grab at the grocery store is cabbage or stuff to make repollo, because whatever. So that's kind of how this works, is I try to utilize pantry items first, build around what I have in the freezer to create a meal and see what I have, versus going and just like going to the grocery store and buying whatever I see and then coming home and being like, shit, I don't have what I need to complete a meal because I was just buying random stuff. So this has been a game changer for me. I love it. This coincides with this because I'm like jotting down, what could I make? And this is kind of where it originally goes. And then I go to a grocery list. So that is that. This I started this year because the company owes me so much wine. I had $3,000 worth of wine at the beginning of this year and hadn't used it. And so slowly started to buy wines and use my allocation. The reason why I don't purchase wines with my allocation is because I showed you guys this earlier. I went through my 2 wine fridges and what's boxed in my garage that I haven't even opened yet. And this is all the freaking wines I have. So I'm hesitant to buy more wine because I have so much here. So I need to start giving some away. And it's the holidays, so I'm gonna give something to my, I'm gonna go get an oil change on Monday. And so I'm gonna take wine to my guys because they take care of us. They're like my brothers, my uncles, these guys who take care of us. They're such good guys. Anyways, point of the story is, I needed to be able to track my allocation. Every time I use something, I sent $525 worth of wine to my contractor who did my pool bathroom. He's such a nice guy. So that is what this is. It's just a running until I run out of that money, and then it switches to employee membership wines that just get shipped to me whenever. This is a daily checklist that I need to get back to doing, because in the mornings, I used to wake up at 6 a.m. I would do meditation, sound bath. I would do a sage, Palo Santo, do my intentions for the day, and then I would journal. And then after I would journal, then I would start the coffee maker, and the 5 minutes or whatever it takes for my coffee maker to be done, the daily brew would happen, which is make sure my bed is made, because I do my bed every morning, clean the cat areas, start the dishwasher, and clean the kitchen counters. Then typically I would have about an hour to 30 minutes before my workday started, and that's when I would do the zip zones. Either if I could get all of them done, great. If I could just get one of them done each day of the week, great. And then weekly stuff I do every week, and then monthly, of course, and then annual, whatever. The thing with this is, why is this here? Did I do this? No. Okay. I was like, what the heck? Did that get stuck? It did get stuck. Okay. And so I have now been getting up very late, and I literally have like 15-20 minutes before my workday starts, and I'm like, don't have time to do these things. And so they get done whenever I have time in the day, not like I used to first thing in the morning. So this is going to get tidied up, and I'm going to start doing this in 2026. Getting up early, doing my meditation, doing my journaling, and then starting the daily brew and the zip zones again. So that's what this is. On the back, I have my appliance list, everything, model numbers, serial numbers, etc. This is for A, insurance, and B, when I need something repaired, I can easily call and get the part that I need, or look up the part, order it from Amazon or whatever, and fix the item myself. And so we are handy dandies here. I am, and I've taught my daughter to be handy dandy. So is Jaden. Christopher, depends on what it is, but all my kids are very handy and can repair things and do things ourselves. So this is all the appliance list, and that way when I need something, I can quickly order a part or whatever. Okay, this is the annual cleaning tracker. Now, if you followed me, I had a monthly cleaning list. I think I have it on a freebie. I don't even know, but I had a monthly cleaning list, and I found I wasn't utilizing it. And you can see here, I didn't do September or October, November logging, but again, I'm getting better. It's just because I'm all over the place with work and my injury. But what I chose to do is what I really want to keep track of is the big things that should be done every single month. These are the major things that should be done. Apologies, my view might have changed. My boss called with something urgent and I had to jump off, and then my battery is dying. So this video is gonna be like 5 hours long, you guys. I'm like going through a very detailed flip through of 2025, and I'm gonna have to do another one for 2026. So gee willikers, you guys are gonna be bored out of your minds. So what I think I need to do, to be honest, you guys, is my little cat tab. I think I need to update this monthly tracker of what I need to check each month, if that makes sense. I don't know. I have to create a memory thing to make sure that I log when I do it. So that's that. We're going to work on that for 2026 for sure. Again, here is Simple and Trendy Co. This is her insert that I love. This is my home inventory. Everything that I like to have in my house. You don't need to worry about making noise, Belle. Everybody loves you when you chat. This is something I've had for a couple years now. I write down all the things that are important, that are must-haves in my house. And every month I inventory what I have, so that when I go to Costco, when I go to get a grocery run, I'm like, oh, I'm out of parchment paper. Like, I am out of parchment paper. Do I have it here? I'm out of parchment paper. So, and sandwich bags. So I know when I go through this monthly, clearly I check things on a weekly basis, but I like to have things in bulk. Ever since COVID, I like to have things in bulk. I just do. And so this is what this is for. This is a erasable pen. Belle's getting ready for work, so she's coming in and out. This is erasable pen, so I just basically erase each category and go and check everything off. So that's what this is. There.
Oh, it didn't catch me. How damn? Oh, it's delayed.
It's delayed.
We should fix that.
I don't know. Sometimes it's delayed, sometimes it's not. Sorry, she's watching the mirror on my monitor of the recording. Okay, so this is basically things I get at Costco: kitchen cleaning, office stuff, batteries, ink. Man, my pinky's really hurting right now. Sorry. I don't know. It needs to I don't know. I'm gonna have to do hand therapy right now because it's really hurting. Okay. Personal meds, etc. So that's that. Then we go into my health portion, and my health portion just has my skincare, what I do, my skincare routine. Here are the things I use. I have to update this. This is again Doa Inspiring Designs. It's the same one I use for my vacation sick and paid holiday tracker. This was supposed to track, you can see I was doing really well until I wasn't. This is supposed to track how often I do my AM routine, PM routine, when I use the retinol, when I do the exfoliant, when I microderm, when I dermaplane, and I'm supposed to be doing the red light therapy every day. So you can see here that I kind of fell off of doing the skincare at night because I do my morning every morning, but the main stuff happens at night and I haven't been doing it. And again, it goes back to waking up late, going to bed late, and not doing...
Yeah, I was wondering about that because you haven't done it in a while. And I was like, huh.
I know.
I haven't seen you with your freak mask on.
With my freaking weird red light therapy mask. I know. So anyways, I got to get back to doing it. I was going to do a BBL and Moxie laser, which is like 3 sessions for $2,400 at my local med spa. Now of putting it off because you need a good 2 weeks and then you have a week off and then they do the second. There's 3 sessions. And the reason why I can't do it is because now that I'm doing PT sometimes once or twice a week. And I can't have my skin shedding like craziness and go to PT. For me right now, PT is priority over my face. So I might do this later, maybe in March when I'm not so aggressively going through PT because I literally have to hide out. And I wanted to do it in December because my bosses are gone. I wouldn't have anybody seeing me and I could just kind of have my face shed. But now with PT, it's just not feasible. So I may not end up doing that. So we'll see. This is Hey Planner Girl. I have used this insert for probably 5 or 6 years. This is my weight tracker. And so I basically, every Friday, I forgot this past Friday, every Friday I log my weight. My kind of comfort zone is 150. In the low fit 150s, and you can see how I fluctuated here and there, but then got it back on track. So, and then I just, on the back, I put whether I gained or lost weight for that particular week. Then we have another photo, and then we get into our finances. Now, our finances are heavily tied to my weekly spending because, let's go back. The reason why, or let's go with this insert. The monthly budget snapshot tracks food, miscellaneous spend, self-love, cats, fuel, and bill. This is unexpected bill. The reason why I chose these categories, because a lot of you have asked, is because these are the areas I tend to overspend. I tend to overspend. Obviously, food was a major one. It was a major one. I've done leaps and bounds from in the past. Miscellaneous is just like me ordering things for planners, me getting stuff from Amazon when I feel or see something on YouTube videos. I'm like, oh, I want that. And that's the miscellaneous spend that I'm trying to get a hold of. Self-love is my lashes. I do lash extensions. It is my one thing that I do. You can see that ever since my nail lady left me like forever years ago, I now do gel on my own nails. Right now they're super gross because, and I actually have to do a couple, my pinky and this. They're gross because when I'm going to PT, I'm using both my hands. He's using this as an example of what this hand should be doing. Like, see, I'm trying to make a fist like here, and I can't see my ring finger, and this finger cannot make a fist, a full fist. And so having nails like I wanted them, I saw a video from last year, a Vlogmas video, and I saw my nails and they were so gorgeous. And I'm like, I can't do that right now because the big issue is I need to be able to make a fist. I need to be able to do things with my hand that I'm doing PT on, that if I had nails, like my normal, even my regular nails had grown and I cut them off because it was preventing me from trying to do a real fist. Like I can't, that's as far as I can go. And I'm really forcing my ring finger because these two are damaged. So anyways, So I don't do my nails. I don't do any of that anymore. So my self-love is pretty much my lash extensions and any kind of skincare stuff that I purchase. Cats, I can spend a gajillion dollars on my cats, especially Ruby right now because she's on Jenny Craig for cats. Like, she's on a diet, and I'm telling you, it costs me an arm and a leg for this girl. And then she cheats, which drives me nuts. She cheats and eats her sister's food. Okay, and then fuel, I was tracking simply because, again, I mentioned I work from home. I rarely go out. And so I like to track like how often I get gas. And then any unexpected bills go here. So those are the categories that I track, that I really track. Everything else, like bills, I don't track unless it's an unexpected bill. Bills I don't track because I have a budget for that. I never stray from that budget. It's always the same. There's continuity there. But these ones are the ones where I get myself into trouble. Okay, I'm trying to get through this quickly because I know my battery's going to run out and my boss is going to be calling me. So, again, I track weekly spending, and then when I do weekly resets with you guys, I calculate how much I've spent in the categories that I'm tracking. It gets logged here, and then I go into my Crefective paper. So this is just a regular print out. It's a sheet, and then I glue it to a kind of cardstock so that it's hefty, because I'm turning here a lot and I don't want it to get damaged. So it's a hefty cardstock on this. This is Crefective paper. I love this insert. I've used it for I think 2 years now. And it just basically, I've decided this year to track two things. To track my overall spending, which is this number, the total weekly. And I wanted to track how much I was spending in food, which was that one category. So food is in red, and to overall spend is in black. And so you just log the amount. So that's what I do for the finance.
Leaving, love you, bye.
Love you, bye. Be safe. She left for work. Okay, and then I have here the entire year. This is month back to back, month on one page, back to back. They are custom to me because I give the freebie online. I don't even know if I've put those up yet. Have I put those up yet? I don't know, but I have the freebie online for 2025, and it was just the dated month on one page. And then on my personalized version, I have when all my bills are due. So if the PG&E is due on the 5th, every month has on the 5th that PG&E is due. And then what happens is when I do my budget per paycheck, like I do here, let me grab one from the back. On a Monday before payroll, I go through, I have a spreadsheet that I use, and I go through and say, okay, what bills need to be paid in this next pay period? Oh my gosh, Ruby just jumped into the tree. Like, she hasn't done that since she was a baby. She literally freaking catapulted into the tree. Oh my God, this girl. I don't know what to do with this cat. She's driving me nuts. Okay, where was I? I don't even know. So I pay my bills 2 to 3 weeks in advance. So every pay period I'm ahead, right? And so I write down, I take the information here and I decide, okay, what have I already paid? What's upcoming that I need to pay? And then these items I list them here. And that way, if I need to set it up on bill pay, if it's auto pay, I know that it has to be done and it gets placed here. Okay. And then what I have is a bunch of sticky notes. I don't know why, but I do. See, I haven't even logged. I did do this yesterday, and I have Plan with Bees calendar that I shrink, that I can just mark when I've logged, that I've checked my balances for all accounts. I have the preferred Chase card, which all my subscriptions are on. So I just check off as I see them post on my credit card. And then I have AMX. AMX is mainly used for travel. And then I have a Target balance. Even though I hate Target, I got the iPad through Target because I had a bunch of discounts. this will get reimbursed. I paid it out of pocket, but this will be reimbursed by my job. So I'll get that in my next expense report. And so this is kind of my dashboard. I have bill pay here, any credit cards. Then I have a checking. Let me see what I can do, what I can show. I have a whole bunch of stuff in here that I cannot show, but I just want to show you. I do have a checking insert and a savings insert. So every day I am checking my bank accounts to make sure that all of my accounts jive with my entries. So my checking account online should match my register. Same with savings, same with the credit cards. Okay, and there's not a lot I can show you there because there's a bunch of stuff. I've mentioned to you guys before that I have a tab down here that takes me directly to all my credit cards. So my credit card numbers, my checking account numbers, my FSA card, all of those numbers are here so that I don't have to go into my car and grab my purse to buy something online or to, sorry, I'm cracking my knuckles. I can't help it. I'm in pain. My hand is in a lot of pain right now. So I have it at my fingertips. When I'm doing that last minute unexpected purchase of a planner cover with Colin at Eternal Leather Goods, I can just, if that's 11 o'clock at night, I'm putting in an order, I can just go to my planner and get my credit card information as opposed to going to my car and getting it. So there's a bunch of stuff here I can't show you under that. And then we go to my personal tab and I have this. I don't know who gave me this. Oh no, Lines Plus Paper. She gave me this and I added it here to my personal side. Okay, my son's in the background, so you're gonna hear kitchen stuff going, but I need to finish this because my battery's gonna die and my boss is waiting for me to get stuff done. So personal is not a lot to show you. This is a sticker from Panda, Paper Panda maybe, a long time ago, like years and years ago. And I just stuck it here on a piece of vellum. And then I have 3 subdividers inside my personal. There's my garden, which I have just miscellaneous garden information, things I'm growing and will be growing. I have info that I can't show you. That is car repair for Belle, for mine, just a log of anything we do for the cars. I have VIN numbers. I have phone numbers for, you know, important phone numbers, etc. And then I have a little green tab in here, and that takes me to each of my children, myself and my children's personal information. That's our global entry cards, our passport information, any medications we're on, our medical numbers. Like each child and myself, and even the cats and my mom have their own page with any information that would be pertinent. Under miscellaneous, can I show this? Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, under miscellaneous, I just have certain things that I own so that I don't forget what version I have of them. And then I have this little name tag holder that I punched holes, and it has all my favorite stickers. I have a crossword puzzle in here in case I want to do it. This is my family outings outfit. I haven't really done this because we used to take my mom out every 2 weeks. I would take my mom to breakfast, me and Chris, and we stopped doing it because of her OPMD. She's choking a lot and it's just not fun to go out with her in those situations. So it's pretty much me and Kieran, and when Chris and I go have dinner. And then this is the Tombow dual brush pen chart. I have it in regular white paper and then in beige paper for the pocket Moleskine. And then I have a kind of cheat sheet of all the stuff that I use. I probably need to update this, but it's everything I use so that when you guys ask me like, hey, where did you get that? Most everything I create, but there are a few things that I actually get, like Dear Planner DL, you know, Simple and Trendy Co., like the ones that I've talked to you guys in the past. And then I have photos of the bookmarks because there are certain bookmarks that are my favorite. Planner Press used to be my old. I don't use Planner Press anymore. I should go like this and put Lines Plus Paper is the only divider place I get. And then I have a US because I'm bad with geography. I mean, I know West Coast, East Coast, but all the middle is a blur besides Texas. And then because my bosses travel all over the world, I got this one from Filofax. because they travel all over the world. There's so many different homes all over the world. When they're traveling, I need to know, like, okay, what side of the equator are they on? What time frame are they in? All of that. I have a floral Franklin Covey zipper little pouch. I just have business cards, stamps, miscellaneous stuff in here. And then I have all of these different stickers, the small stickers that just say remember or they're blank. I have AMX spending that I replace every 2 weeks. I pay my credit cards off every 2 weeks, so each sticker is 2 weeks worth of charges. Some miscellaneous, like for instance, I had a Target purchase. So typically I would put Target purchase, but I know I only did the one, so I don't need to worry about it. These are Plan with Bees predicted expenses that I use one way or another. And then in here I just have budget per paychecks. I have meal planners. I have 2 rulers, my normal Franklin Covey ruler, and then this one that I purchased from, what does it say, Chrissy Designs or something? I don't know. I liked it because I thought I would use these like things and I don't, but it's a nice ruler. And then on the back I just have Plan with Bees, and then these I found at Daiso and I love them. A ollie clip, a regular paper clip, and more little stickers. And in the back I just have my Tombow favorites. And then this is like part of the travel. I'm doing travel at the end of the year, and so everything in here, like tickets, information, hotel information, all this stuff for my travel is in here. And then obviously I have a pocket here, and I got a ticket. So there's a ticket in there that I need to pay. My DMV tags information is there so I can pay. So anything like of something that I got months in advance and I need to pay in a month or two, I put in here, and then I check this whenever I need to check it. So that is that, you guys. That was a long freaking video. This is gonna be like an hour and a half long, isn't it? Oh my word. It is what it is, y'all. Okay, so that's the last flip through of 2025, my everyday carry, Chunky Monkey. Look at her, I love her. And that's with me taking stuff out of it over the weekend. But that's the final plan with me, you guys. After this video, I will probably do a video in the next couple of days, setting up 2026, taking the majority of 25 out and starting to prep for 2026. So we will do that video in the coming days. Apologies for how long it was. If you are new, I hope you enjoyed this content. And if you did, I would love it if you would like and subscribe to my channel. For everybody else, thanks for watching. If you watched all the way to the end, you are a saint. My goodness. But I thank you, I thank you, I thank you. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful week. I will see you next time. Bye.